Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
That's right, America. I'm Ghost Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the lost art of common sense. And today we're talking ghosts.
What do you mean ghosts? I thought we were talking about Gluten, the silent killer.
Oh, what? Oh. Can I be a piece of gluten?
Is that what gluten looks like?
This is exactly what gluten looks like.
Oh.
You said it looked like
could.
Pizza the Hut, so
It does.
Pizza
reminds
does
me of
have
pizza
gluten
dough.
on it, so. Oh.
Gluten's what makes pizza dough delicious.
Okay, Josh, before I take this off, do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I think they're out there. I think energy, as it leaves the body, that's what they say is their soul. Some people get stuck in between, and that's where ghosts come from. So, do you believe in ghosts, Kevin?
I do. I am a ghost. And
You are a ghost.
that's so dumb. I don't know why I did this.
It's the same. You use the same top-notch special effects as they used in Beetlejuice.
That's where I got the idea. I just watched Beetlejuice a couple days ago. I do believe in ghosts. I believe they are out there. I believe I don't know if they're as prevalent as people say they are, but I believe there are spirits among us walking around. So I'm going to take this off because I need a drink. So hold on, everybody. You're going to see me transform back into my normal self.
We've really upped the game of the show. Taking it to new levels of awesomeness.
Oh, it's so hot over there.
And who was the hidden...
Oh, almost knocked that off.
Again.
Ooh.
Slowly getting his headphones back on. That kind of reminds me of... this is like a Scooby-Doo episode.
It was Kevin the whole time.
I was going to say Kool-Aid Man, but...
Oh, yeah. It was a Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a good thing that was an old sheet, because I'd hate to ruin a good sheet for 2 minutes of entertainment.
It's my brand new sheet from Mike Liddell, and I cut holes in it. I saved the Geisha Cotton's patches.
And was it really that entertaining?
It was for me.
Okay, because it definitely wasn't for me.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Let's get back into this. So, you said you do believe in ghosts. Is there a reason for this? Have you had any encounters with ghosts? Have you had any kind of paranormal type of interaction, I guess? Maybe not a ghost, maybe a ghost, a goblin, a ghoulie.
The only thing that I think I've ever witnessed, I wouldn't say witnessed, I never saw a ghost. I've never seen a ghost. But there was this one time, and it's weird because I watch scary movies all the time. Don't bother me whatsoever. But I watched that movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. You ever seen that?
That's a good one.
It's a good movie, but I didn't think it was that scary. The weird thing is, though, after I watched it, I started waking up at 3:30 every morning, like the witch's hour. And I smelled sulfur every now and again. And then I started having, you ever have those waking dreams where or those dreams where you wake up and you think you're awake and you get ready for work or whatever. But then you realize you're I would get up, get dressed, go out my front door, and then I would wake up again in bed. And I did that 4 times before. Now, when I was actually awake, then I knew, okay, this time I'm awake. But in my dream, I was like, all right, I better not be sleeping still. And I'd go out the door, and I'd wake up again. So that got pretty annoying. And then it all came to a head when I woke up. And some people say it's sleep paralysis, but I woke up and I was wide awake. And I was laying on my stomach and I could feel like weight pushing me down into the bed and I couldn't move. And I fought against it. And then I was able to break loose from it or wake up fully, I guess, if you're going on with the scientific thing and not ghost. But I do know that after that, I never had any more problems. So they're like, oh, this guy's going to fight back. I'm not messing with him. He's like a Ghostbuster.
You almost encountered a rape ghost.
It was inappropriate. I know that.
Yeah. You were on your belly. He was pushing down on you.
It was a weird experience. But I didn't see, was that a ghost or was that like a demon? Because I say watching these
I think a
movies
demon,
about,
right? Wasn't that the Emily Rose one as a demon?
pretty sure Emily Rose is about Satan.
Yeah.
Like not a demon, straight up Satan.
Oh. Yeah,
like
I think it was.
Yeah, I
Like
thought
Beelzebub or something, wasn't it?
Beelzebub. But I just know that when you supposedly if you mess around with Ouija boards, you watch stuff like that, it makes you suggestive, and that's what allows demons to start messing with you. But yeah, after I fought back and I was like, no, you don't do that. Then it was done. What about you, Kevin? I mean, you used to have like a sacrificial altar in the basement of your old house.
It was a weird basement, but I didn't kill anything in it.
I didn't say you did. I just said you had one. It was
Okay.
an amenity of the house.
It was a high selling point, really. No, there's a couple things. One thing I remember clearly is when I was younger, at my parents' place. I remember no one home, and I saw a shadow, like of a person actually move. Like I was in bed and watching TV or something, and I remember a shadow going across, and it was a human figure. And I went out to look see if anybody's home, and no one was home. So that was kind of creepy. A couple things happened at my old house, like you said. One, I definitely heard walking around up my upstairs while I was downstairs watching TV. I heard like something fall over. I heard somebody walking from room to room, opening doors, stuff like that. So I went up there to check, and no one was there. No one was home. So that was creepy. Then the creepiest thing happened when I was upstairs and I heard stuff in the kitchen going on. And I went down to the kitchen, and all the drawers, cabinets, everything was open completely. That was super freaky. That one kept me up at night because that one's like supposed to be like poltergeist and shit are supposed to be doing that shit. So I was like, oh, well, maybe he's not a friendly ghost.
Yeah, your house is pretty old too. Like I'm about 100% sure that house was definitely haunted.
I think it was built in 1890, 1880, something like that.
Oh, another ghost story that you didn't experience, but were kind of a byproduct of the experience, is that farmhouse in wherever it was, Stanwood, where I was home, obviously alone, and I could hear not like a raccoon or something walking around the attic, like thud, 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 walking around up in the attic. And then I remember when you got back from out of town, I was like, hey, why don't you go look up in the attic to see if anything's up there? And you look and found a raccoon had a raccoon trap. And I was like, yeah, I heard something walking around the other night.
Like, you didn't tell me why to go in the attic. You was like, hey, you need to check up there. You know, you need to check.
Look around up there.
I thought there was going to be something cool up there. There was not.
Could have been a
but there was no raccoon either, so maybe.
No, but that was an old house.
Yeah, that was an old house.
Well, but people don't realize that I think they did move the bodies, but like, especially in Iowa, back in the old days, I think anywhere where it's cold back in the old days, if you died in the winter, you were buried underneath the house until the spring.
Yeah, because that was the warmest place to bury someone.
So well, yeah, you physically couldn't, like, we didn't have heavy machinery, so you couldn't dig a hole. That was another weird thing in that basement. There was that weird square or rectangle raised concrete in the basement.
At my old house? Yeah, that was.
No, that was at the farmhouse too.
Oh yeah.
No, yours was like an octagon, pentagon looking thing. Like yours was weird. Right. It was back in a room. That was crazy.
That was a bit crazy. That's probably why I had ghosts. But really, I mean, I only had. I'm sure there's other things I probably could have could have been ghosts, but I was like, nah, whatever. Like, you get pretty used to it.
Yeah.
You're like, shut up, ghost. I'm trying to sleep.
It's like, oh, you better not knock that off the counter.
Start. Don't you be opening that drawer. Don't
I'm
you open
trying to
that drawer.
sleep. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. So yeah, it was a weird house.
Yeah, it looked like it was made for giants. You had that 8-foot door.
Yeah. It's really weird because, in 1890, people were shorter and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the weird thing about that farmhouse. The uh, stairs and everything were super tiny. It's like, well, we had little everything in that your old house, the haunted one. Maybe your house was designed by that guy who wanted to summon Gozer.
Ooh, yeah.
Hmm. Never know.
What were the two dogs?
No, that was the gatekeeper and the keymaster.
Yeah, that's right. No, I knew Gozer was the main one. I couldn't remember the gatekeeper and keymaster.
Yeah, Gozer was the weird
the
butch
woman
lady.
or whatever. Yeah. Ghostbusters. What a great movie.
The first one was good. The second one was crap. The remake was pure garbage, and the last
I
one
actually
was good.
didn't mind the second one. I thought the second one
I
was
mean,
all right.
I don't know. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the first one. The last
and
one
that was the
was
problem.
super good. The remake was just a flaming dumpster fire.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with it being ladies. It was just badly written.
No, it has a little bit to do with I think
Them
it was
not
kind
having
of
anybody.
Well, I think it was kind of a woke movie though, to where
Yeah,
you could definitely tell that they were making the guy who plays Thor look like a dumbass.
yeah,
Like it was, but I don't know. It just seemed too cheesy.
it did.
I
It
mean, I
seemed like
watched
they're.
it, but
I did
I didn't
too.
like it. I thought it was dumb.
I didn't mind the new one that came out.
Oh, the new one
With
was
kids
awesome.
and stuff. I thought that was pretty good.
I thought it was going to be dumb because they were bringing back Gozer. I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing this, but it was good.
They did it well. I mean, that first half hour, 45 minutes was pretty slow. First, like, as
the dirt farmer.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a Ghostbuster,
but it was good. I liked it.
So talking about ghosts, and we both, well, you haven't actually experienced. Well, I mean, you experienced being penetrated by one.
I did not say that.
That's what I'm assuming happened.
No, pushing the whole body down, Kevin.
Yeah,
God.
And pushing himself into you. That's what happened.
That is not what happened. You were gross.
You can talk about it here. This is a safe space, Josh.
No, I got to talk about it. That's stupid. That's not what happened, Kevin.
It's fine. So
on to your next question.
Okay, what do you think these apparitions are? Are they the souls of dead people? Could they be aliens? Are they something entirely different? Like we're getting into a glimpse into another dimension, maybe just a brief glimpse into something else happening, or what do you think ghosts are?
I don't know. I think every single thing you just named off could actually be an explanation for some of the stuff that happens. Now, like the stuff at your house with all the drawers and doors and all that stuff open, I think that would be like a ghost poltergeist thing. I would say like some people see ghosts where things are like happening around the house, like someone's doing something in the house. That could be trans-dimensional, I don't know. I would think I guess it could be any of them, but I think some of them are probably lost spirits that didn't jump on the highway to heaven and somehow skip the express lane to hell. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Now, did you see that movie, The Fourth Kind?
Yeah,
that was about aliens. That seemed way more like demonic possession than alien encounters to me.
Yeah. So let's talk about. I mean, do you believe in demons? I mean, do you believe they
I believe
actually
in
possess
heaven.
people like Emily Rose thing, and like they actually possess people, or
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I believe in heaven, and the Bible talks about heaven and hell.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could see that. I mean, you see, there are some exorcism videos that are kind of be like, yeah, that's not normal.
Yeah. And you have to wonder how many are faked or, if they're actually real or not. I mean,
Yeah, I think the one from Scary Movie was probably the closest to an actual exorcism, like an example of an actual exorcism.
what about The Exorcist?
Yeah, but the Scary Movie's version of it was probably more
Oh,
accurate. I mean,
gotcha.
think about it. You walk into a room, kid head spins around, throws up pea soup. You can be like, "The power of Christ compels you." You can be like, "Oh, fuck this."
Hell yeah, I'm gonna
Eh?
be like, fuck this.
What's more closer to actual life?
No, that's probably real. You, does the does the Catholic Church still do exorcisms?
I think so. They're not quick to call them out, but like I guess I think there are still exorcists, people that practice the trade, but like you have to like you can believe or have you can believe somebody in your family's possessed, and they might come and look at them, and there's so many like check marks that they have to, so many boxes they have to check before they're like, "Yep, you're possessed."
What
So
was
now
that
I'm gonna
movie?
spritz you with some holy water.
Did you watch the movie? What was it? The Right had like Anthony Hopkins in it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That was because that kind of went through that they had to check so many marks and stuff, and like they actually went to school for it, and like it's really hard to say someone's possessed because there's neurological diseases and stuff that can, you know.
Yeah, the whole like if there's someone's speaking like ancient Hebrew or what do they call that? It's not Hebrew
I know you're talking about the angelic.
or
Uh,
Aramaic. Am I
I
saying
think
that?
it's Aramaic. Yeah,
But like if someone
it
like
starts with an
doesn't know
A.
that and they're actually speaking it and like they're like, oh yeah, this person's actually speaking Aramaic, ancient language, then yeah, I mean it's stuff you wouldn't
It's,
know. Now I have been in a church before where somebody started speaking in tongues and I don't think she was actually.
no, I think those like when you watch those big, uh, like the ones on television and stuff, or the big, the super churches or the mega churches. I think those people are just, I don't know, maybe excited,
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
they
I
just
remember the
can't
first
control
time
themselves.
I witnessed that, I was like, what's wrong with that lady?
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
I have
Like,
several times. And that one lady got into it so much that they actually had to ask her to stop so they could continue on with the service because she was getting interruptive.
that makes sense. Was she just like writhing on the floor?
No, she was just like saying there, and obviously the spirit moved her, but it's like I mean, there was no one there. I knew that there was no one there that I knew of that knew like Aramaic or like that. So she may have been speaking in tongues. She may have just been making noises because the
Babbling.
spirit moved her. Yeah, you never know. I don't know. I don't know. Caught me off guard. Thought it was weird. Then I found out what it was, and still thought it was a little weird.
It
But
is a
whatever.
little weird. Um, let's go with this. So, kind of the opposite of the spirit, the good spirit inside you, and not the spirit that was inside you. But
Stop saying that, Kevin. That is not what happened.
it seems a lot of ghosts are reported to be those of people who are either murdered or died tragically. Do you think this has something to do with them maybe not moving on? Do you think they're not at rest because maybe they went before their time, or they thought they went before their time? Maybe they had stuff to do, go shopping, something next day. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it could have been like I really wanted to get that new loofah.
Yeah,
So now I got to haunt someone until they buy the loofah.
that's the exact loofah I wanted.
I said I wanted the pink one.
Yeah, where it's discontinued, then they're screwed. But I mean,
Well,
seriously, do you think they're like most of the time it's like people who were murdered or died by suicide? There's always those ghost stories and stuff that she hung herself in the bedroom after she killed her kids, or he
well,
killed
and
his
yeah,
whole
I mean that's why.
family, then he shot himself, and now he haunts the place.
Well, when you see these like haunted hotels or these most haunted house in America, generally there's some kind of real bad thing that happened there. Now, is it their actual souls, or is it there was so much evil and hatred that went on that it created like an echo,
That
which
could
I
be
don't
it.
know.
I
I
don't
don't
know. I don't think ever. Because you
almost like an
never.
echo of the soul, but like because then that would mean like when you die, you have a choice. Now, like maybe you do have a choice. Like say you're murdered viciously, and you're so pissed off that you like let's say because we don't know what happens exactly when you die, but let's say when you die, and you're not a total piece of shit, and you hit the heavenly light, and you're like, maybe if you just normally die, you can't help but to gravitate toward it. But if you get brutally murdered, you're so pissed off that you'd be like, not right now. You know, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the light's only there once. I don't know. Maybe you can't. Maybe it's hard to find after if you come back.
You got to like
But I mean, because
hijack somebody else's light train.
yeah, because you never hear of Phil the insurance man like haunting his insurance building. You know,
No,
It's- it
unless
always
he's
seems
like
like
picked on a lot.
it always seems like people from like the 1800s or something. Or early 1900s.
Yeah,
Always
I
seems
guess
like
yeah. I don't know if I've heard of
I don't
any
know if a
real.
recent ghost like I've never heard of anybody like maybe there. I'm sure there are places, but I've never heard of none of the famous ones. But I'm guessing it probably takes time to be famous hauntings.
Well, yeah, because you got to have people go look at it and be like, yes, this is a real apparition.
I mean, other than have you ever seen those ghost shows like Ghost Hunters and stuff? Like
Yeah,
anything that happens, there's like, oh my god,
I
I saw something.
I have an associate's degree in marketing, but I designed this paranormal sensor
Yeah.
using electrodes, wires, and a 9-volt battery, and it tells me that there's a ghost right there.
Oh my god, my EMF reader went off or whatever. And it's like, oh, there's also a power pole right there. So
But if
that
you
could
notice,
be
it's
it.
always homemade stuff.
It is. It's this. I just love their expressions. Like every time right before a commercial, they're like, oh my god.
Well, yeah, it keeps you watching, so you watch
Yeah.
through the
And
commercial
I'm
and be like,
like,
what
they're
was it?
gonna
Oh,
I'm
it
like,
was a
oh,
cat.
they're gonna show a ghost this time. Like it's like a can rolled downstairs or something. Like then they'll be like, oh whoa, well, I guess it could be this window that's open that blew the can, but it's not that windy out. It's just they're so ridiculous.
It's like, was it a ghost that knocked over the can of soup or a slight evening gust?
Right. So how do you think uh ghosts could move on? I mean, that's I don't know like if they're trapped here, like obviously not everyone turns into a ghost, or this would be a very annoying place to live. Like the whole
Well,
world.
see, I don't know. I thought there was it Jehovah Witnesses? No, I know really nothing about them per se. But I
Have you
thought there
never
was
listened to
one.
them, Josh, when they come to your house?
Well, no, but I did talk to one on the phone for like 3 hours when I worked for
They have
MCI.
phones? I don't know anything about their religion. I always be like, I'm just leaving. Gotta
No,
go.
no, I talked to her for like 3 hours. And then
Jesus.
she was unwilling to come to Iowa from California to teach me more. So I'm like, you're obviously not that dedicated.
Are you
But
trying to hook up with her?
I think the way that she made it sound is they believe that like when Jesus comes back, that everyone who died comes back. And I'm like, are you talking about
Everyone,
reincarnation or like as yourself?
like
Well, like,
everyone good?
yeah, like good Jehovah Witnesses or whatever. Because I think Jehovah
Well,
Witnesses is the one with the multiple layers of heaven.
isn't there like multiple layers of hell? Wasn't that Dante's Inferno? Is that
I
where they
don't know.
got
I
it
didn't read
from?
that. I saw that book. It's like that thick. Why would I read that?
There's like 7 layers of hell.
7 layers of too many words to read.
I forgot you can't read.
I can read. I just don't like to read that many
I
words at one
refuse to
time.
do it. There was
So,
a
this is making my brain tired just looking at the cover and how far away the back is.
I don't know if I don't think I ever read it, but I know the synopsis of it.
I've heard of the 7 layers of hell.
Yeah, that's what it is. 7 circles of hell.
7 circles.
So you think that's where the Jehovah Witnesses got it, or you think that's where?
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Well, they're like, hey, there's 7 circles of hell, and we might as well make 7 heavens.
No, but they like think that they believe that I think when Jesus comes back, everyone else comes back, and I was like, so like I asked her, and I wasn't being a smartass. I mean, I'm always up to learn different stuff. But I was like, "Are you talking about reincarnation, or you actually come back as yourself?" And she said, "No, you come back as yourself." And so I just asked her, "Well, other than Jesus, who else has ever come back from the dead?"
Yeah.
And there was no answer to that. It's like you're laying rest. Like I actually even had a. It's not a youth pastor.
Like, are
It's
you
like
an apparition or does your body come out of the
no, like
ground? I don't get how this works. Like,
you're you, and then you come back as like right now, like Puffy me, or
do I get to pick the best version of me? Guys,
yeah.
can I add? Can I add a little bit, like a little muscle tone?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe a
I
six
just
pack.
like that's what I thought. That's why I asked her about it, and like I wasn't being a smart ass, but I was just I was curious because like that's why the whole ghost thing doesn't make sense. Other than like you said, most haunted places are because something tragic happened there. So it might have been so violent and so much hatred and evil in the air that you weren't lured to the light like you normally would, or if you're a bad person. I would think if you're a bad person, though, you
I'd
just
rather
get
stay here than
sucked
go to
down to
hell. You
hell.
know, I'd rather haunt the shit out of a place and go to hell.
Oh, if I had the option, I would totally stick around
Yeah,
home.
like I'm gonna haunt the shit out of you. You know.
As long as you could change your mind later, because I'll probably get old after a while.
I don't know. You're like, let me take a glimpse into hell. Flame's still there.
Well,
Gotta
yeah,
stay here for a
if your
while.
option was hell, yeah, I was just speaking in general. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah,
well, I've had enough of this stupid planet. I'm going to hell.
yeah. I don't think it would take long. Like, oh, this is boring. No one's bought the house. This sucks. I can't
I
even turn
just
the
wanted a
TV on.
friend.
I can't even turn the TV on.
Have you
This is
watched that new
dumb.
show, Ghosts?
No.
It's a sitcom.
Who's the guy in it? Oh,
Have
oh
you
no,
seen?
yeah, no. The one with like all the people that died in the house or around on the property.
Yeah, like she fell down the
Yeah, she can
stairs
see
and hit her
ghosts.
head.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the whole first season. I think I saw like 3 or 4 episodes, maybe 5 episodes. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. I liked it, but that kind of you watch stuff like that, then you're like wondering, hmm. So are you telling me there's ghosts that just walk around and see whatever you're doing, so you actually have no privacy? And then if you ever do bump your head and you can see them, that's just going to create a bunch of awkward moments.
Oh, it's gonna be super awkward. Like super awkward.
I don't know what you're doing alone at your house, but I'm just saying it could be awkward.
I, just who knows, you know.
It's
Thanks.
like, oh, ghosts can smell. Oh, I shouldn't have ate so many
Yeah,
enchiladas. I apologize.
like I'm hoping they're not following me into the bathroom. Like,
That would be weird and inappropriate on them. That would be on them, 100%.
isn't that how they ate? Was by smelling or something? I remember that part. Like they could smell food,
I don't
but
know.
they can't taste it or anything.
Each ghost had their own little power.
That's right.
So, yeah. But that wasn't a bit. But like you think about that, like, oh, so you're just walking around, there's just a bunch of ghosts everywhere. Because, like, there's one, of course, there's another one of those episodes we're going to make endless movie and TV show references.
We usually do whenever it's like something not.
Who is that comedian that it was at the Oscars or something, just told everybody to shut their mouth? And
Ricky Gervais.
yeah, he was in a movie called Ghost Town
Yeah.
where he went in for, what do they call that? What the hell is that called? Where you have to take the milkshake and it makes you crap.
And MRI.
No, no. It's like you take that
A
drink,
colonoscopy.
colonoscopy. So he goes in for a colonoscopy, and apparently, like he gets goes under anesthesia, and they basically kill him. So when he wakes up, he can see ghosts, and every time he walks to a ghost, he sneezes. So it's like every time we sneeze, maybe we sneeze because we walk through a ghost
Or it's pollen.
or pollen?
I feel like it's not every time you sneeze. I don't know.
Maybe pollen is ghosts.
I don't know. They said there's when they walk through a cold spot. What else is there? Feel like a little static charge in the air.
I always just figured that was my personality.
that or you're outside during a thunderstorm and you should probably go inside. You feeling the a static charge on you.
Yeah, that probably means you're about to be struck by lightning.
That's exactly what it means. Were you there? Were you working with us when we had the guy that he said he got struck 3 times?
I don't know if it was 3 times. The guy looked like one of the creators of South Park.
He's like all blonde and like he was
Yeah,
like blonde hair and he was all yeah. I guess yeah, that's kind of what he looked like.
he
Yeah,
looked like the blonde-headed creator of South Park.
yeah.
Like if you made a copy of a copy of a copy of himself.
I mean, he was super dumb. Yeah.
But I remember when he said, "Yeah, I've been struck by lightning."
He said
And I
three
think it might have been
times.
more. Yeah, that did explain a lot.
Yeah, he was super weird. And I mean, I was like, I totally bought it because I'm like, people aren't like this, you know. You're a fucking strange dude, man. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a bad guy per se. He was just super awkward to be around.
yeah. Why is
Yeah.
this hard to talk to? Because he said weird shit.
Yeah, he did.
So when you say weird shit, you don't know if he's serious or not. You're like,
Yeah, I
weird
remember
dude.
he told me his buddy who he always traveled around with was an ex EOD tech in the military. I'm like, no, he wasn't. It's like no, I've worked with a bunch of ex EOD or UXO techs, and he totally 1,000% was never that. Might have been a janitor that cleaned up after him, but he was not. No way.
Yeah.
Mostly because if you were ex EOD, you wouldn't be doing environmental work.
Yeah.
At least not on the level that he was.
Yeah. You'd be doing, UXO shit.
Yeah, clearing ranges and stuff.
Yeah. Why would you do abatement work?
It's like, you know what? I can make a ton of money clearing bomb ranges. And even though the last company I worked for was technically like a UXO company, we didn't do a whole lot of actual UXO work. It was more high explosive decontamination. But yeah, you can make a bunch of money doing that. But you know what? Instead, I would rather remove asbestos.
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry. Nope.
There ain't no one in the goddamn world who'd rather fucking remove asbestos than that.
No. No.
All right, let's get back on track.
Back on track.
All right, what about poltergeist? Really angry ghost, ones that malevolent beings. Maybe not quite demon level, but just angry ass ghosts. Like the poltergeist movie. But that was like an Indian burial ground thing.
Which didn't make any sense because it was an Indian burial ground that apparently an Amish guy was mad about. I don't know if it's necessarily Indian burial ground. It was
Maybe
a
it
burial
was just
ground
maybe
for
it's
the
just
Amish.
was that it?
I don't know. The dude definitely looked Amish, at least from the second one, which the second poltergeist was pure garbage.
I don't know if did you watch the remake Poltergeist?
I don't know.
It was a remade with that dude that was have you ever seen that movie Moon?
Nope.
Sam Rockwell? That was his name.
You have to name another movie. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I don't know what other movie he was in. Let's see. He was been in a few. Now
What the hell was Moon about?
He was just up on the moon by like himself, then like another version of him. Like,
wait a second.
He found himself like he was just basically a clone.
That sounds a lot like that Tom Cruise movie.
This is way better than that Tom Cruise movie.
No, is he the guy who played Hannibal in the remake of the A-Team?
Maybe. Yes. Maybe.
Have you seen?
It's been like I watched it when it came out and it was really bad, and I don't think I've ever seen it since. So it's been like 10 years.
I'm gonna rewatch it. You thought the A-Team was bad?
Yeah, the new one compared to the old A-Team.
Well,
yeah, A-Team. You have to compare it. You can't just be like, no, this is a brand new A-Team. Then this is way better. It's not.
Oh no, it's not that guy. He's the guy from. He's the bad guy from the Green Mile.
Oh yeah, I should have known that. Yeah.
I have seen that movie. That was a good movie.
But Moon's really good. But the new Poltergeist he was in was not good.
I think I've seen it, and it was so not good that I don't really remember it. Like I actually think I did see it.
One, you
And it
don't have Coach in it, so
that's another thing that when you make it like wasn't that kind of sort of an exact remake just with different characters?
yes,
And so you can't do that.
yeah, it's really bad. Like like it's almost exactly the same. Obviously, it was modernized a little bit, but and I think at the time it was only like maybe 20 years after. I mean, I guess I know why, but you have to make a different premise. Make it poltergeist, but not as like the exact same movie. It even had the little clown thing that was super creepy. I was
That was
definitely
creepy. You know what? I do take it back. I do remember seeing it, and yeah, it was not as good as the first one. Second Poltergeist was pure garbage. Third one was weird, but you know. And then we found out that that girl, the reason why you could tell she was real bloated in that last movie, it's because there was something wrong with her. And I think they misdiagnosed her, and that's why she died young.
yeah, she had like some kind of cancer or something.
It was something that they would have
It was
figured it
totally
out.
preventative
Yeah,
from her dying.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I would think Poltergeist, like, I guess it would have to be super. If it's not the demon, it would have to be probably a spirit that was just like supercharged with either hate. I don't know if there's so many loving spirits out there because if you're a loving spirit, you're probably going to go to heaven.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're probably like, yeah, go to heaven.
I would say poltergeists are probably the biggest jerks because then they're actually like messing with shit. You know, when you're out in your garage or your shop and you had a tool in your hand, you put it down 2 seconds later, you spend 3 hours looking for it. Poltergeist.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Some kind of ghost moving my shit around.
Yeah, because I'll put a tool down and then I'll find it, and I have no recollection of ever putting it where I found it.
I do
Poltergeist.
that all the time with everything.
Yeah.
So maybe I do have a ghost in my house. Like my
Well, it
house
is
is
an
old.
old
My
house.
house right now is old. It built in 1929.
Mine was built in 1927.
I'm gonna burn it
It's
down.
not a competition, but I win.
I'm gonna burn it down in 2029 in celebration
My house
of
is
being 100
brick.
years old.
My house is brick. Yours is wood.
Yeah, it's
Full of
plastic wood.
ghosts.
Full of ghosts.
ghosts.
What does brick stop ghosts?
Yes.
Wow, I did not expect that answer so quick.
No, I have no idea. I don't know. I know my buddy, who's been in this house before, he thinks it's haunted.
Did he feel something creepy?
Well, he said he would like say you're sitting in front of a fan, and there would be an area where you should be getting hit with air, and you're not. And then he would wake up and like see something over. But he also has had experiences in other places, and they see what some people say is places aren't haunted, people are haunted. So that spirit might just be following him around. So I don't know. I haven't experienced anything.
Who died that he was a jerk to?
Just sometimes people are kind of like tuned into that stuff.
I don't know. I had a ghost in my other house, and I haven't seen one damn thing around here.
You know, you had a poltergeist. That's different.
I didn't know that.
Ghosts are attached to people. Poltergeists are attached to places. I have zero reference to prove any of that, but I think I heard it somewhere.
Well, I don't think anybody has a real evidence. Well, I don't think. Is there real evidence of ghosts, though? I mean, is there concrete proof?
Or I don't know. There is some compelling stuff, but like nowadays, you can. I mean, any amateur with the right software can make something look like, ooh, there was a ghost here.
That's
hard. You can. Apparently, there's programs where you can look at a video and see if there's layers added on top of it. But I mean, I don't know.
What about orbs?
Those are orbs. I don't know what orbs are. I mean, like, I don't know.
Aren't they supposed to be spirits or something? I don't know.
Pixies.
Pixies. Yeah. Okay.
Orbs are dumb. It's just like
hard to. It's you know what it usually is. It's just some dust that the camera
or a lens flare.
Yeah, at least it's most of the time just dust or something. It's always when it's a dusty ass house. If light hits it correctly, the camera's going to pick it up.
My house isn't dusty.
But no, well, that's what I'm saying. Like newer, like this, when they're always in abandoned like mansions or something. No one's dusted there in 30 effing years.
Well, that's true.
Like, all right, all right. Do you think ghosts are evil? Are they just lost or just confused? I mean, let's say you're a normal ghost. You're non-malevolent poltergeist. You're ghost.
I don't know. I would say probably. I would say probably no.
So you think they're lost or confused?
Probably like something probably happened that caused them to miss the H train, HEA train,
Not HE double hockey sticks. HE
HE
double A.
double hoppy sticks,
Yeah.
hoppy,
Hoppy
what
sticks. Hoppy sticks.
hops.
Hops.
But
Booze and hops.
I don't know. I would say probably not. I do know that if you have a ghost and you find their bones, you just burn them.
That was on the show Supernatural, and I don't think that's true.
No, everything in there was at least one season of Supernatural where everything that they did in that show was based on some type of historical lore.
You remember what season I was? I haven't. I've watched. I think the first
I
10
watched
episodes
every episode, Kevin.
of every season.
Yep,
You fucking nerd.
I am a nerd.
When they're like 30 seasons or something.
That was a lot. It was like probably one of the longest running CW shows ever.
I mean, didn't they have like 30 episodes per season too?
It was a lot. It was in the 20s.
Jesus. Jesus save you. You need more.
Yeah, and just like every other show,
you need more hobbies.
Well, what I've noticed is like any show that has to do with like supernatural stuff, and then they start delving into religion. Once they introduce the God character, it just goes to shit. Like, I don't think anybody can write God. Like in Supernatural, like God's this being that just likes to write stories, and he turns out to be a jerk and hates humanity, which is totally understandable.
Yeah, I would.
And wants to wipe his, humanity out. Like that actually makes quite a bit of sense. But I don't know. I mean,
I can
would say
understand
no.
that.
What do you think? You think ghosts are evil, or do you think they're inherently good and just kind of, if you're a ghost and you're good, but you had to settle unfinished business, that would suck because apparently only certain people can like see and relate to ghosts and like communicate with them.
Like, I don't know if I think they're either lost or confused. Maybe some have like some unfinished business they think they need to get done before they can move on. But like you said, if I was a ghost, I'd be like, well, they'll get on without me. There ain't nothing that important. Like, if it's family stuff, be like, I'll see them when they die. Hopefully.
Well, if you're a ghost, though, you won't. Well, I don't know. Unless they get stuck too.
I'm just saying, it'd be hard for some. I can't see a reason for me to not move on. I don't think I could like not move on. I don't care enough about anyone. I want to stay. There's just no. I mean, if I was gonna be a ghost, it'd be a reason to be. Like I'm gonna haunt the shit out of this dude.
Well, it depends.
It'd be more malevolent than like just because I miss somebody. That's not a reason. I'll see them when they're dead. And now, if I can make somebody's life hell, maybe I don't know.
That might. If you that's not right, Kevin. That's not right. But
not just to do it, but if somebody was a jerk, right before I died, like, or they killed me, then I'd be like, I'm gonna haunt the shit out of them,
See, now if you had an option, like, well, if you can hang around for a while and haunt,
like, if I can go back later after I like just like totally screwed this, kind of totally messed with this guy for a while, then come back after he murdered me, then go to heaven.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. If I had a choice, I would mess with like you and like just a bunch of people. Like, wait, so I can hang around for like 10 years and just fuck with people? Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. Maybe not 10 years. Like, give me a year. Like, I'm assuming that eventually I would get bored. Like, what am I going to do? Push a spoon off a counter again? This ain't fun.
It took me a year to figure out how to push the spoon.
Yeah.
An inch. And then I had to take a nap. Took a lot out of me.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'd be like, can I just call a train, and come pick me up whenever?
It's like, I'm ready.
Yeah, this is getting boring.
This dude just keeps taking mushrooms, so he doesn't think he's haunted. He just thinks he's tripping.
It's just really ruining everything.
Then he did make awkward eye contact with me for like an hour when he was on some mescaline, so it's just weird for me too now. I don't want to
Once
be
he
here
winked at
anymore.
me, I was like, I'm out of here. Just this is, doesn't feel right.
First, he stared at me with a weird look on his face, and then he winked. And I want to go. I don't want to be here anymore.
I no longer feel safe as a ghost.
You know, Kevin, here's how you deal with ghosts. It's like when someone tries to make fun of you and they make a comment that takes it right up to the line. And then you make a comment that goes like you took a catapult all the way up to the line, huge catapult. And then you load your comeback up into this catapult and fire it just hundreds of yards over the line.
I don't know what. What? I don't know
That's
what you're talking
what happened.
about.
I've never done that.
I don't
It's
think
like,
I'm like that at all.
You want to go
everybody's
there.
You let the listeners decide what that line is. All right. I maybe go a little farther than the normal person, but maybe our listeners like a little line stepping.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, that's if you're gonna take it to the line, and you're gonna, you
You might as well go over. You don't finish unless you cross the line. I can tell you that.
Exactly. That's how you win the race.
And that's a word of wisdom. Words.
That sounds like a PSA.
That does sound like PSA. All right. If ghosts aren't real, let's say they're not. Let's just say for some reason ghosts are not real, and this is all just people are just stupid and weird. What are people experiencing then? Is it just like a natural phenomenon or something that maybe we just can't comprehend that is natural in the natural world, or people are just, cuckoo?
I don't know. I think you'd almost have to have something that's comparative against other people that are not connected in any way that share similar experiences because and I'm not saying what you dealt with didn't happen because your house was weird, but let's say like you just had a super realistic dream that you went downstairs and saw that happen, and then somehow that gets registered as a memory and not a dream. Is like something like that what happens with a lot of people,
Maybe.
or maybe some people like go into a place that's supposed to be haunted, so they're like, this place is haunted, so then they just look for anything that be like, oh, that baby powder felt different.
Yeah, I think.
Or, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just
Oh,
think like if you're going to look for something, when you look for something, you're going to try really hard to find something to prove your point.
yeah, I mean, you see what you want to see,
Yeah.
especially if you do drugs. I mean, I've never done drugs, so I mean, I don't know. But
Me neither.
I mean, I've never done like stupid drugs.
Why don't they have done drugs that'll make me see ghosts? I ain't never done. I don't know, mescaline, or what is that one that they do? What's that one they do where in the like they go to Peru?
Oh, stuff that soldiers use to help with PTSD. Um, I know what it is. Can't think of the name. It's some kind
Does
of
it start with
bark.
like an X or something?
No,
Not like ecstasy, but
starts with an M.
so not mescaline now.
No, it's not. I don't even think it starts with an M now that I think about it.
Oh, I just heard it too. What
What's
was
it
I
called?
watching? I was watching some show where they talked about it. Maybe I was listening to something.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. Yeah, yeah. I
So
heard
I
that's
watched
supposed
a
to.
video about ayahuasca and how this video is how this dude found Jesus.
Like literally found him?
Well, he was already kind of like a street preacher, and then he wanted to have an experience. And then he took some mushrooms or something. This is a guy who's done mushrooms a lot in the past, and he had a hard trip, and he did not enjoy what God had to show him. But apparently, I know ayahuasca like unlocks parts of your brain, and like I've listened to some soldiers go back that have really bad PTSD or doing a lot of stuff, and it basically it's not a fun trip from what I hear. Like it opens your minds up and it takes all the crap that you're trying to suppress and shoves it right in your face,
That sounds
and you have
horrible.
to deal with it.
I mean, that's probably good, but it sounds horrible.
Oh, it's like a 12-hour trip too, and then they put you
Oh,
on some kind of frog acid to get you to come off it.
oh shit.
Yeah, it's
What was
weird.
I
I'm not gonna
listening?
say I
Oh,
wouldn't try it,
I'd try
but
it.
but it's one of those things where it opens up, supposedly opens up your uh, consciousness, and then kind of opens the door. Though you never
I
know
don't think you
what
can
you're
just
letting
buy
in.
it. Like, I don't think you can just buy it. I think you, like, they actually have like treatment
That
centers that
is
actually.
not something you would want to try on your own.
No, but I think they have like treatment centers where they can help you through things and make sure you don't
No, no,
hurt
you go
yourself.
down there and they give you a little bit to see how you're going to react to it, because some people are like allergic to it or going to have a super bad trip. But you're under constant surveillance the entire time that you're doing this. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know.
I'd do it. Why not?
Maybe it'll make me a more
Listen,
nice, understanding person and more empathetic to other people that I
I'm in my
normally think are
40s.
losers.
I'm a single dude in my 40s, so basically, there ain't much I won't do anymore, except for heroin and
Yeah,
crack
that's just dumb.
and meth. So
Yeah, I didn't know anything about. Let's just finish it up talking about drugs. I didn't know anything about heroin other than uh, it's basically a painkiller. It's an opiate. But
yeah,
you know, when I got in a car wreck and
I
I
think it's
got
just more
on,
concentrated than like your regular painkillers.
yeah, because when I got in a car and got a biking in, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like that. I like that quite a bit.
It made me itch.
It made me feel awesome. That's why I
I didn't
stopped
like.
taking it. Well, that's why I could have easily gone back for another refill because my shoulder was super jacked. But I was like, you know what? I like this a little too much. I'm going to stop. But apparently, that's
Was
kind
that
of
the stuff
how
you gave me when I was drunk, or I
I didn't
took?
give you shit. You took it thinking it was Tylenol. It's like I don't feel good. I'm like, what? I took some Tylenol that was on the counter. That's my Vicodin, you jerk.
Dude, I was messed up. I couldn't move. I was like paralyzed. I was already
Well,
drunk.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to take them when you're drinking. I just remember you were drooling, so I turned your head so you wouldn't drown. Doing drugs is bad, kids, and you should never do it.
No, and don't just take some random pill on a counter either.
No, that's stupid, especially nowadays. Hell, you aren't even supposed to. Here's another PSA: if you see a dollar bill fall up into a square, don't touch it. Apparently, people are putting fentanyl in those, and it's killing people.
Why is
That's a real story.
who's this murdering people with dollar bill fentanyl?
Assholes.
Like when you touch it, or is it like filled with like powder?
No, it's got powder in it, so when you open the dollar bill up, there's just pure fentanyl powder in there. It doesn't take much to like
Yeah,
if you're treating someone or someone who takes there's like
yeah, but
fentanyl
why would
patches.
anybody do that?
Just people
That's
are
a
jerks. It's
that's a
like if you
sick
ever
fuck.
it's like when someone just like slips somebody like ecstasy or something at a party just to watch them.
Yeah, but you know they're going to get fucked up. You know they're probably going to die.
Yeah, they don't care. People are. Have you noticed
Jerks.
society nowadays?
Yeah, people
I
suck.
mean, wasn't there like a rash of
Shit,
people
people
going
sucked
around and
20 years ago. Now they just suck even worse.
oh yeah, wasn't there a rash of people going around injecting people with like meth and stuff? Like, wasn't that a thing?
I don't know. I maybe in Texas, but
Enjoy the ride, buddy.
like what the fuck?
I don't know why people do that, but I know
No, I
that like
wouldn't. One, I'm pretty sure drugs aren't cheap, so
oh, that's a problem. Nowadays, drugs are super cheap.
that can't be true.
No, that's 100% true. Apparently
No, like,
nowadays, because I
probably
was
because it's all full
watching,
of fentanyl.
yeah, that's it. But a lot of drugs are being cut with fentanyl, which is taking the drug market way down. So
You'd
people
think the
can
drug
support
people
their.
like the
Well, what
drug
happened?
people.
I watched a documentary basically on the downfall of San Francisco and pretty much the entire state of California. And now the dipshit thinks he can be president, but whatever. Um, but
In New
no, people
York.
can support their drug habit for like $30 a day now.
Jesus. Like that's why Oregon's like Washington made like everything legal.
Yeah, it's just a great idea. You would think being a libertarian, like, yeah, do whatever you want, but like this is stuff that ruins their life, society's life. And that seeing
Well, you can
that
do all
when
the
you,
drugs you want, but they don't want you to have a gun.
but see, and that's the problem though, because when you talk about, uh, there has to be a line somewhere because if you say I'm a libertarian, you should be able to do whatever you want. I should be have the freedom to do whatever I want.
Well, in the confines of
Well,
the law.
well, yeah, but then if you start, but they believe that so a lot of hardcores don't think there should be any laws. Like literally do whatever the hell you want. But when you start talking about drugs and stuff
Why
like that,
not? Fuck it. Let
well,
them weed
because
themselves out.
that starts infringing on somebody else's freedom of just living a
Yeah.
life without having some, you know,
Hobo with a
jacked up,
needle. Yeah. You don't want to step on a needle when you go outside your house.
yeah, or step on a hobo with a needle in his arm laid
Dead.
out in your front yard.
Shit in his pants.
And there are people, I guess, in some of these states that they can't chase the hobos off.
What?
Yeah, like like if they pitch a tent in your front yard, you can't kick them off your property.
Yeah, see, fuck that. That's where me and my 9mm would come into play.
They or just eat a bunch of weird random stuff and just go toot in their tent.
You could do that.
Hey, is there a party going on here?
What are you going to do?
I gotta go. I gotta go.
All right, final question here.
Final question.
What kind of ghost would you be? Would you haunt people? Would you be a friendly ghost? Would you be, I don't know, would you be a poltergeist? Would you be maybe somebody that maybe possesses somebody? What kind of ghost would you be?
Well, I think in order to possess somebody, you'd have to be a demon. But I think I'd be one of those cheeky ghosts because I'm horrendously immature, where I would be like that asshole that just like knocks stuff over. I'd be like the
Yeah,
invisible cat that just knocks stuff off of counters for no reason whatsoever.
just to piss you off a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
just
enough
be
to
like,
annoy.
you know what? Nope.
Maybe not enough to be a jerk, but enough to be annoying as hell.
Yes, I would probably just be an annoying ghost.
Yeah. Like just every so often, like they're in the middle of typing something, you just like turn their computer off.
Not auto delete. Damn it. Close out their
Should-
programs and
You
hit
should have
no.
saved that.
It's like, do you want to save? No.
I think I'd be the same thing. Just an annoying asshole for a while. Not malevolent. I wouldn't harm anybody, but just enough to make people like, this fucking house sucks.
That's what I don't get about ghosts, unless they want to be alone, I guess, and just left to
Like,
wander
get the hell
around.
out of my house. Like, you'd think you'd want people living there, because what else are you going to do? You can't do anything.
Yeah, you just get bored.
Like, why be mean about it? Just be subtle.
Unless you're like, unless like ghosts are like the people from R.I.P.D. with.
That movie was garbage.
I didn't think it was that bad. I like Ryan Reynolds, so
I like Ryan Reynolds too, and I actually like Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges has a new show out on FX called The Old Man. It is really good.
I didn't think. I mean, it wasn't like as good as you thought it was going to be, but like, I guess in that movie, if you don't cross over, you become stinky and gross.
Huh. Like
That's
people
what you
can
would be,
smell
Kevin.
you? I'm stinky and gross now, so I don't know.
I don't know. It's like once they make them, they talk about Indian food and they make them pop in. They're like, oh my gosh, he's all gross. He's got pussy nipples.
Again, I watched that when it came out, and I remember nothing from it.
I've seen it 3 times.
Jesus.
It wasn't horrible.
Okay. It was.
Wasn't awesome. It was mediocre. If it's on and there's nothing else to watch, I can watch it.
Yeah, I guess if it was on TV and there's nothing else on, I'd watch it probably. All right. Well, folks, I hope we convinced you there was ghosts, or maybe we didn't. Maybe we gave you an idea to watch a movie or not to watch a movie, because there was plenty of movie and TV references in this episode.
That's right. Don't invite the demons into your house.
If you get bored, count all the references and let us know how many times we referenced a movie or TV show. So, Because I
And
would
if
like to
there's a
know.
movie or TV show you'd like us to reference, leave it in the comments below.
Maybe an obscure movie that we may not have seen. But obviously, we've gone 20 episodes, and I don't think we've really mentioned more than maybe 2 or 3 movies more than once.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have no lives outside of this podcast and our jobs. So we watch a lot of movies and TV shows. So I would like to thank everybody for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, family, people you hate, anybody you feel like, just yell it out on the street. Tell them to listen or watch us because, well, that'd be cool. So I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this was The Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common sense, baby!
Common sense!
We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you!